How's it going, guys? I want to talk to you a little bit about how to start a junk removal business. And I mean, like, you know, basics, getting started. A lot of people are coming to me with basic questions saying that, you know, there's other companies out there that are trying to charge like $6,000, $10,000 just for courses, trying to get them started, you know, how to, you know, or to mentor or something like that, how to start a junk removal business. So I was just going to point your feet in the right direction, help you out. So first of all, what is a business, okay? You got to realize a business is not getting lucky. A business is setting up something that is repeatable, you can build off of it, okay, and that's trainable and scalable, okay? So what that means, if you're going to try and sell something on eBay, you can go out and go to a garage sale and try and hunt down a good item, and you know, you find something cool and you sell it. Okay, you got lucky. You can't make a business out of going to a garage sale, finding that same item every day or every week and saying, oh, okay, I've got this many items, this many days I'm going out there. You know, it's chance, right? So what you want to do is you want to build a business off of something that is repeatable, that can scale, and that's trainable. Okay, so what I mean is you want to have something in place to get your business. You want to be able to repeat it and get more business. And you want to do business in a way that you can keep doing business and you have continuity of business, okay? So that being said, we're not talking about building something up, getting lucky, or not having the right equipment, or not doing it the right way. We're talking about doing things the right way. If you're going to run a business, set it up as a business and do it correctly, okay? And that's how businesses make good money and build, and that's why a lot of small guys never really grow, is because they don't actually build it into a business, okay? So in order to build into a business, you have to have the right foundation. You can't build on something that doesn't have the right foundation. So what do you start with? What is the foundation that you're gonna build, okay? What that looks like is this, okay? You want to be licensed and insured, you wanna have your uniforms, you wanna have, you know, your proper truck equipment and all that stuff, okay? You wanna have a payment processing system, you wanna act and talk professional, you wanna have a phone line dedicated to the business, a website, okay? These are all things that you need to do. But where do you start? I feel like a lot of people don't know where to start. So here's where you start. You've got nothing right now. You've got the idea, you want to do junk removal, but where do you start? This is it right here, okay? You want to find out what's required to run the business where you're at, okay? So that means you have to check state, county, and city requirements, okay? So the state houses all the counties house all the cities and towns, okay? They each have requirements. You might not have to have a business license for the state, but the county might require it, or the state might require it, right? There might be city tax. There might be state tax also. County tax. There's all kinds of different things. So what you do is you need to look up what your state, county, and city requires from you as a business, and you need to check all three of those for everything that you do. Now their website, city websites, government websites will all tell you what is required. You can go on to their website and they'll have for businesses, and then you tell them you're a startup, you're a new business, and they will have normally helpful like a PDF that, you know, with a step-by-step of what you need to do and file, and if you're going to hire and all that. Okay, so that's what you need to do. First, you got to find out what's required. Okay, that's how you do it. You go to the city, county, and state. You can go to their website. Go to, you know, whatever state you're in. I'm in Ohio. If you go to Ohio, you go to you Google it and look up Ohio's website. Now go to the actual government website. Okay, don't go to somebody trying to sell you something. There will always be somebody trying to sell you, oh, we'll fill out your form for you, it just costs this much. No, it shouldn't cost you anything except when you register with the state, city, or county, unless you're gonna pay somebody to do your paperwork, okay? Okay, once you figure out what's required, you will find out, do I need a business license? What kind of tax do I need to pay? Is there any permits that or whatever, okay? You need to find out what's required. If you're gonna hire, do you need unemployment? If you have unemployment, there's so many things to think about. Every area is different. You need to go find out what's required, okay? That's your first step. Once you do that, you need to talk to, there are two, a tax person, okay? There are two. You have an accountant and you have a CPA. CPAs go and get certified and they are expensive. So when you look it up, you can look for a business consultant, an accountant. But if you look up CPA, you're probably going to get the guy who charges $500 an hour for big business and is not interested in helping you. That took me a little while to figure out, okay? So I hope that helps you right there, that tip. But you want to look for an accountant, you want to look for a business consultant, you want to look for somebody who can help you with starting a small business. There's lots of help out there, lots of places that will help you, and for free, okay? The city, the state, and the counties, they all want your tax money, so they will help you to get started. Okay, once you figure out what's required, the next thing you need to do is you need to decide what entity you want. Your entity is what you call yourself. It's what you do business as. It's an LLC. It's an S corporation. You can do it as a sole proprietor. What that means is you, with your name and your social security number, you are a business, okay? You just have your name, your social. You don't have to set up a business entity. It's smart to do so, but you don't have to get started, okay? So, you want to talk to a CPA, I'm going to call it a CPA, but under what I just told you want to talk to one of those guys and find out what would be best for you. Are you going to hire? Is it going to be just you? Are you going to hire 1099, W-2, part-time, full-time? What's required with that, okay? If you want to be self-employed, if you want to run a business, you need to take the time and go do this. This is what you got to do, okay? That's all part of it. And it's a big foundation that once you set it up, once you do the research, get it all in place, you will benefit, and it will serve you right. It will be the right thing. You can build off of that, okay? But if you don't do it, you're just going to be a fly-by-night trying to get a deal here and there, okay? And that's not a business. Okay, so once you figure out your entity, okay, you need to go file for it. Okay, it's very easy. There are step-by-step instructions online. You can go file for it. Usually you file your entity with the board of there's different names. I can't, it escapes me right now, but all you have to do is just Google how to file, set up, my LLC, my S corp, or if you're just going to be a sole proprietor, just working by yourself, it might still be good to go get an EIN number. But regardless of whether you get an entity or whether you have an entity that you start up or you're doing it as a sole proprietor, your next step, once you set that up or decide, if you're a sole proprietor, you don't have to really file anything. But if you're going to do the other entities, you have to file. Once it's filed, okay, next step is to get your EIN, okay? Now what that is an employer identification number. It's basically your business social security number. And if you're going to hire, if you're going to do anything, you're going to want an EIN, okay? You're going to want and you get that from the IRS. It's free. You file a very quick short form, okay, an EIN, and you do it yourself, or you could pay somebody. Somebody will always be willing to charge you $50 or $60 to go do it themselves for you. But you can do it yourself, okay? So, first decide, what your place of operation, requires. Your state, your county, your city. Figure out your entity, okay? If you're going to hire or not. Okay, your next thing, which is probably also the first, it has to do with the first thing, your city, your county, your state, okay, you want to find out what your service area is going to be. How far are you going to drive to get a job? What's your population, right? If you have a small population, less than 1 million, you're going to have to make a wider service area, okay? So you're going to have to drive further out to service more people in order to get more deals, okay? And if you have to do that, you still can. What you should do, though, is structure them so that your schedule is a route and aligned, and you're going to have to manage that yourself, too. You want to be self-employed. That's part of it, okay? But you want to establish, where am I going to? You want to write down every city, every area, every town, every county, that you're going to go to. Okay, some places have small counties and they do multiple counties. Okay, but you want to write all those down so that you can tell people the areas that you service. Okay, for example, I live in Columbus, but there are subdivisions of Columbus. You know, there's Hilliard, Dublin, all the areas around the city. They have different names. You want all those names, okay? And you want to write those down. You want to have a big list of what you service. Once you decided that and how far you're going to go and what you're going to service, then you need to call around and you need to get where you're going to dispose of everything. Okay, now I've listed this before in my other videos, but Workiz has a fantastic link. You do not have to use Workiz to get this link, but there's a link that will show you where all the disposal sites are around you. Everything, all the transfer stations, the dumps, recycle centers, and it's fantastic as a tool to use for that. But you want to do a Google search and you want to find transfer stations, dumps, landfills, recycling places. You want to find scrap metal, places that take metal that you can go and drop off fridges and air conditioners, all metal filing cabinets, whatever it is that you got that's metal. You want to create an envelope and put all of those resources in an envelope, okay? You have to know where you're going to dispose of everything, you know, before you go pick it up. And then you want to find out how much it costs, okay? How much is it per ton to dispose in the landfill and the dump, okay? Once you do that, and you have those costs associated, you find out what you can't pick up, like tires, fluorescent lights, wet paint, hazardous chemicals. Where do people bring it? If you do have it, how much excuse me, how much you're going to charge for, you know, like tires. We still take tires, but we charge more for it. So you know, something like that. Okay, once you have that figured out, because you can't pick up stuff and have a business and make it repeatable unless you have a place that you're going to dispose of it, right? And that's what the goal is here, right? So that's what you need to do. Once you have all that figured out, okay, next thing you want to do is find out what equipment you're going to use, what you're going to ride, okay? Are you going to do a pickup truck? People do that. You can do small jobs and still make it a business. That's fine. Single item pickups, whatever. You can do a pickup truck. You can do a truck and trailer. You can do an SUV that pulls a trailer. Just make sure you got a good enough engine and make it a little trailer. My first utility trailer was a 4x6, very small, low side, so it didn't even have sides. And I would pile things up on that and I would strap it down. I didn't even know what, you know, bearings were and that you had to grease them until my wheel fell off. And so, you know, cut your teeth on something like that. Just get started. That's the most important thing, okay? But you know, you can do a little trailer. You know, if you don't know anything about trailers, you need to learn how to drive a trailer. Or you know, and look it up. You can look up, you know, the different ball sizes for a trailer. Usually it's, you know, 2-inch, you know, or whatever. If it's a bigger one, you know, 2 5/16 or whatever it's going to be. You can look all that up, study, learn about it, okay? But if you're not going to, I don't do trailers because they come with a learning curve. So I did have a trailer that I was using as a second route, but I'm actually switching to another truck. I like the trucks. You don't have to worry about a trailer. So what are you going to drive? You have options like a box truck. You can do a dump truck. You can do a pickup truck. There's so many things you could use, okay? If you go with a commercial truck, like a dump truck or a box truck, those are called commercial vehicles, okay? They're not something that a family owns and takes to work or the grocery store every day. So they're commercial vehicles, which means you have to have commercial vehicle insurance. And a lot of people don't know that the commercial vehicle insurance is that's what covers you when you're hauling something out of somebody's house. You're moving a couch out of the house and you tip over their lamp and it breaks. Your vehicle insurance is what covers that. People don't know that. Make sure you have good vehicle insurance, okay? Now, I wouldn't make a claim for a broken lamp, but if you knock over a candle that's lit and it lands inside of some oil and catches the house on fire, you're gonna wish you had it, okay? So, all right, what's next? You decide your vehicle, then you get insured, and you've got your license. So now you are licensed and insured, and you can advertise that, and that's powerful, and that will help you get commercial jobs, big jobs. We've done jobs for Whole Foods, Sam's Club, Kroger. We did like, I I can't remember. I think it was like 12 or 13 Kroger, maybe 14 stores. Boar's Head. We've done so many. It was because of our really good insurance. I use Toby Stubbs, Wisdom Insurance. Here's his information. Okay, but that's who I use. You don't have to. Whatever. I don't get kickbacks for that. I'm just telling you, he's the best insurance guy I've ever used, and he will shoot you straight. And insurance is expensive, but if you're gonna run a business, right? If you're gonna grow a real business, and you want something that has value and is sellable, I have branded, and this business I've created basically a franchise. I can sell it. Okay, then you got to do it right. Licensed, insured. Okay, you need to figure out your name. I missed that early on. When you do your entity, you need to figure out your name. Okay, for example, I am Lugstars Junk Removal Inc. Okay, and that's how we do business. Okay, so you got to figure out your name. You can go on to canva.com. You can go on to, I forget, there's a few others, but basically you can just make your own logo. And they'll have pre-made little emojis and emoticons, whatever you want to call them. And you can just slap a logo together, make it look good, have a good color scheme, right? Blue, gold, orange, yellow, red. Think of some major companies out there like McDonald's, gold and red. Think about green. A lot of people use green in junk removal to match like the planet, doing good for the environment. Get your color scheme, okay, going, stuff like that, okay? All right. So you want to have something with your logo on it, a shirt, something like that. A lot of people say, oh, if you start out with making shirts, your business is probably more than likely to fail. You want to go get the money running first. That is true, but you need to show up looking professional. You can get a cheap shirt or a cheap polo and hat, or a cheap hat even. If your color has white in it for your logo, you can even do a white t-shirt, whatever, and then just have a logo on your hat. You'll still look uniform, but you need that professionalism, okay? All right, you need a payment system. You need to figure out how you're gonna be taking payments. It doesn't look very good swiping on your phone, okay? I use the Clover. Jedi Junk Removal has a good hookup for that. Check out his channel and his videos. The Clover is an awesome machine. I've covered that in other videos. It really rakes in a lot in tips. It's a fantastic machine. Okay, the machine costs $500. They don't charge you up front, though. When I first did it, I don't know, they just sent me the machine and I just got started. And junk removal is great. You get a job, you get paid that day. You can pay for whatever comes up, any fees for the card, whatever. Okay? All right. So once you have all that established, you need to come up with your pricing, okay? The national average is about $50 per yard, okay? You also have your dump fees on top of that and any other disposal fees. So you need to figure that out. And then that's why you went around and figured out how much it costs to dispose of everything. So if you're filling 10 yards and the national average is $50 a yard, that's $500 to fill up your 10-yard vehicle, right? Okay. But then you have your disposal fee, so add your disposal fee on top of that. So if it's $100 for the ton, now you're at $600 to fill up, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, once you have it decided what you are going to charge, then you need to make your price sheet. You can get onto canva.com. I like the food menus. They have preloaded like templates. They're colorful, they look good. You can change around the color scheme to match your logo. And then what you do is you just change it to truck icons and you can put your pricing in there and it works really good. They're preloaded templates. I like it. It works good for me. Get that printed out in color on nice paper, okay? And laminate it. You can buy cheap laminate over at Walmart for like $2, $4, I don't know. Just go find it and you just iron it on. It's very easy to do. Trim the edges with scissors and you've got a nice laminate. You're gonna want it laminated. And get a clipboard while you're there. And you put your price sheet on the clipboard, you show up and you've got your logo, you are looking, and you can charge what 800 Got Junk charges if you want to. You can be just underneath them, okay? And now you're starting to look like a business. The next thing you want to do is you want to find where your business is going to come from. And when you're first starting out, you're going to want to, put out signs. I have a link down below where I get all my signs and business cards and all that from. You're going to want to do that, okay? And you're gonna want, you know, if you want leads, you got to go online. I use Perfect Click for all my marketing. Okay, I have the link down below. Perfect Click keeps me so busy. So busy. I even have to turn off the ads. They are fantastic. This is the cheapest place I found to get leads. They charge me anywhere between $14 to $20 per lead, and I mean, I just all day long. I get good calls. There are slower times, there are busier times. It takes about a month or two for the volume to really pick up, but I had my first deal within the second day with them. Perfect Click, down below I have the link for them if you want to go for that. Anyways, I hope that helps. And if you guys like this or need any more information or have questions, comment below. See you guys out there.